There are very few Canadian performers that can boast the type of career that Burton Cummings has had. Let's forget about the countless awards, the countless nominations, the gold records. Let's talk about as a member of the Guess Who, paving the way for all other Canadian artists to make their mark not only in this country, but the States and beyond. And Burton Cummings, it's indeed a pleasure to be talking with you. Welcome to Good Rockin Tonite. The new solo album is out, finally, called Plus Signs. It's been 5 years. What took so long?
Tell you the truth, I have never, ever considered myself a musical prostitute. I don't want an album out just purely for the sake of having an album out. So for the last few years, I never had 10 or 11 songs together at one time in which I believed. Consequently, I just chose not to put an album out. I'm not one of these guys that runs to get an album out to make money or to be back in the limelight. I mean, God knows I get enough airplay on the old songs, you know. It's not that I'm so anxious to be... I love all that. I really do love all that, but it's not a burning desire, ambition to constantly have a new record, you know. I didn't have anything to say, so quite frankly, I didn't release an album.
The Plus Signs project for you is certainly a lot different than any other you've embarked on. Why don't you tell me that story?
I bankrolled the project myself. My manager, Lorne Safer, and I had a very nice talk over lunch one day, and he said, you know, you're always going to run the gauntlet when you go to record companies with your hands out saying, please give me money to make a record. Because if that's how it comes to be, then they have a hand in what kind of record you make and what kind of material you select. You know, I'm an autonomous artist. I produce my own stuff. I write, I produce, I sing the stuff, I arrange it, I choose the musicians. A lot of record companies don't like a guy having that much power. And quite frankly, there have been people that have abused that power, creating this tension about that scenario. So Lorne said, hey man, one way to circumvent that, put your money where your mouth is. Do you really believe in the project? I said, yes. You really believe you can write the songs that will do something? I said, yes. He said, then shut up and go make the record and pay for it yourself. We have a deal, Lorne and I. He doesn't do any singing, and I don't do any of the marketing or the dealing.
All right.
So I worked 7 months in the studio in Burbank, California, made the record I wanted to make. There was no intervention, no one looking over my shoulder, no one from any A&R department saying, well, I really like it, but I think you should change this or that or the other thing. Without any interference from anyone, I made the album I wanted to make. Writing all the lyrics, whatever thread there is in there is from me. This is a really big piece of my soul on this record, and I will either sink or swim with this album, either its success or its failure. I have taken it upon myself finally to release a work that is totally mine, and I will deal with however it is perceived by the public and received.